की नई क्लास है अच्छा है। क्लास
Okay, good morning all.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
Welcome back to the last session of our control circuit. Okay, as you
Good morning, sir.
जैसा आप सभी जैसा फील हो रहा है कि ऑनलाइन इज नॉट कंपेरेबल टू ऑफलाइन.
Good morning, sir. Istanbul.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is obvious classroom is very much comfortable. Interaction will be very good. Okay. As Gopal Rao sir said, now it is not advisable to meet at a place. So we will continue. We may continue for one more or two batches, I think. So we will continue the discussion. Already we have discussed about CCO block diagram. In the last session, one person have asked about why the 4 pairs are required between CRE and TRE. So these 4 pairs, we will use 2 pairs for our speech circuit between CRE and TRE. And 1 pair we will use for extending power supply to CRE from TRE. The 4th pair we will use for the data transfer between CRE and TRE. Okay. So actually what will happen, we will have programming in CRE. In this CCO system, our CRE and MTW are programmable. We will program the equipment according to our section requirement. Sir, please mute your mic. Tejramji.
ठीक है ना, जाता हूँ इधर।
Sir, full form of CCO is?
आपका रिकॉर्ड हटा दिया और उसकी वो एम्पलीफायर वगैरह वो मेंटेन करते थे, उसकी जगह किसने लिए? मक्स ने लिए ना।
सर
तो जिसको आप पहले से मेंटेन कर रहे थे उसकी जगह दूसरा इक्विपमेंट आ गया तो उसको कौन मेंटेन करेगा?
तेजराम
सर,
दूसरा थोड़ी करेगा, वही करेगा ना। ये अपन कंस्ट्रक्शन में क्या कर रहे हैं, नया।
Okay. So full form is control communication equipment, OFC interface, optical fiber cable interfaced control communication equipment. So in this, our CRE and MTW both are programmable. So we will program as per our section requirement. So whenever you are replacing CRE with a new one, then there is a need for reprogramming the new CRE as per the old section programming configuration. So this will be achieved through this TRE. TRE is having the feature of having the backup of CRE configuration in the TRE beta. So whenever you connect to a new CRE in the place of existing one, you can reload the configuration through TRE to CRE with single command. TRE will have single command load CRE. So through that command, you can reload all the configuration existing in the previous equipment to the newly provided equipment in the CRE. So that's why we need 4 pairs between CRE and TRE. Okay. So next. So already we have seen this thing. This is, we are having 40 buttons and with one phase shift button. This combination we can call 80 stations from this control equipment. This programming button is used to program the equipment. This equipment can be programmed for each and every button. You can nominate any station code, so that by simply pressing single button, you can call the station, unlike 2 digits in this your conventional DTMF equipment. These numerical keypad is used to dial the local terminating equipment. You are having 20 telephones in your headquarter, so you can use these 10 buttons for calling that things. Here you are having 2 volume buttons, one mic volume and speaker volume. You can adjust to this adjustment knobs. So this is the display. You will have the display of the dialed digit. Here one more button is there, mic button. This button is also used in your programming. So this is your TRE equipment. In TRE equipment, you will have some monitoring speaker and you will have some adjustment knob for adjusting monitor volume. Here you will have the monitoring of trans level and receive level through bar level indicator. So this you can monitor. Here you will have one display with keypad. So through this keypad, you can
सर ये 40 बटन है
हाँ
और इससे 80 स्टेशन कनेक्ट होगा,
हाँ
तो कैसे फिर सर
आप
मतलब 80
when you आप डायरेक्ट अभी ये बटन है, बटन सिंगल बटन को आप डजल करने से एक नंबर जाएगा, शिफ्ट बटन
हाँ।
प्रेस करके ये बटन दबाने से दूसरा कोड जाएगा, लाइक योर कंप्यूटर कीबोर्ड यू
हाँ।
आर हैविंग ये बटन, ए फॉर स्मॉल, if you keep your shift button and press A, you will get capital A. Like this, you will have 40 numbers, and with combination of shift, you will have one more 40. Okay.
ओके सर।
So through this dial pad, you can do diagnosis testing, and you can give some commands. You can control your RP equipment, and you can use your loading of CRE equipment through these menus. You can use this up and down arrows for going through your menu, and you can select the particular option, and you can activate the function through activation button. So this is handset for speech. So next, this is your LTI equipment. Through this LTI equipment, you will extend 20 number local telephones in the headquarters station. So the supply will be given 48 volts to this LTI equipment. Phones are not needing any external supply. They will be supplied through this LTI equipment.
सर थोड़ा बैक फिगर में जाइए सर,
हाँ
यार और बैक सर।
इसमें
सर ये जो डिजिट है इनके आपस में जो फंक्शन क्या है
ये for testing. You can give testing rings. Okay. For testing, you can use that dials.
नहीं मीन्स जो ये जैसे ESC अगर प्रेस करेंगे तो क्या होगा सर सेक्शन में?
हम्म
ESC बटन अगर प्रेस करेंगे तो फिर क्या होगा सर?
C is for cancel.
मतलब फंक्शन आपकी, अच्छा C फॉर कैंसिल, और ये ESC सर?
ESC for escape, बाहर आने, मेनू से बाहर आने के लिए. These are similar to your all the menus given in your normal chargers, etc. You will have escape button to come out of the menu. Okay.
अच्छा सर, ये जो पूरी सेटिंग है ये मार्वल वाली सेटिंग है, वही है क्या?
Is Marvel. This is
क्लासिक और डेस्पो वाले.
This is Marvel equipment. LIC unit is Marvel. Okay. So
Yes sir.
next one is our MTWE. So MTWE is having the feature of
Yes,
connecting 4 two-wire telephones. Here you will not have any external selection buttons. Only you will program this MTW through the phone number 1 connected in your STN1 port. It will have 4 terminals. You will connect 4 phones. You can program this MTW equipment through the phone connected through the ST1 port. So by this way, you can program your MTWE. This MTWE also work under 48 volt supply. So whenever ring is given to the station master, a ring back tone will be sent back to your controller. Next, we are using two-wire dialing telephones. So these telephones will be extended to way station to the distant places. Into these phones, you can connect directly to control path by simply lifting the handset. Your RX path will be connected directly, but for connecting trans path, you have to press any key except star or hash. These two buttons are nominated. Other than these two, remaining any button you can press and you can connect it to your trans path. By this, you can communicate with the controller on 4-wire. Your phone will be on 2-wire only. You will get ring whether in on hook or off hook. This is the minimum requirement of any control communication system. Another visual indication will be there whenever a ring is received. This is also similar to your conventional system. So if you want to connect more than one MTWE, so 2 MTWE if you need, means if you want to connect more than 4 equipments, 4 telephones, then you will use 2 MTWE. These 2 MTWE will be connected through a 3-way amplifier. So all these equipment will be supplied with your 48 volt supply. So TDCT will not have any supply. It will get feed from your MTWE equipment. So this is the front. All these equipments are Marvel make equipments. So they are having their own number. GF432 is the number given to 3-way amplifier. So it will have 3 connectivities. Your 3-way amplifier, it will also work on 48 volts, and it should be mounted within 10 meters to OFC equipment. This is the some procedure you have to connect. It should not be extended more than 10 meters. So it will be installed on the same rack and nearer to your OFC equipment. So you will use three-way amplifier in two different occasions. One occasion is when you use two MTW equipments, then you will use three-way amplifier. That is one occasion. Another occasion is if you want to use only one MTW, but with the additional equipment of RP for protection. If you are using protection path through RP equipment, then to connect these two equipments, one RP equipment and one MTW equipment, again you need three-way amplifier. So this is the RP equipment picture. So this will have 48 volt supply working. So this RP can be remotely controlled. Your test room can operate this RP through commands. Through your TRE equipment is having menu. Through that menu, you can select this RP and you can made it through the circuit, or you can cut the circuit from test room itself. So this RP will be identified by setting a code. It will have a single digit code. So your system can accommodate 8 number of RPs in the base stations and 1 RP at your test room. Total 9 RPs can be used in a particular control circuit. So depending upon your requirement, wherever you are having additional protection channel, then you can connect this RP. So this is the connectivity diagram. You will have TRE connected to CRE and LTE, and RP will be connected to TRE. At base station, your MTWE and RP both will be connected through TW. TW will be the direct interface to the OFC. Again, from TW, you will have MTW and RP connectivity. So you will have additional MUX and STM in alternative route. So this, if you having any failure in this normal OFC route, it will be extended through your RP equipment. It will be switched to the alternative path. So
सर डेप्सो और क्लासिक के बारे में कुछ बोलिए.
what?
डेप्सो और क्लासिक.
DSO is the different frequency tone selected by the companies. It is a proprietary scheme. Your DTMF is a open standard scheme. It will be given by ITUT standards. So your DTMF is compatible to any equipment, any DTMF keypad. It is compatible. DSO is that proprietary one, so that is suited to that particular company equipment only. Okay. Next, we will go to VoIP based control communication system. So already we have discussed 4 control communication systems. One is loaded control cable, loaded quad cable with conventional amplifier system. Second one is unloaded quad cable with equalizer amplifier system. These are the systems with 6 quad cable. Through OFC, we are having conventional.
सर TRE इसके प्रोग्रामिंग वगैरह बताएंगे?
No, it will be in your lab session. Now the time will not be sufficient. But if you stay back after 4:30, I will explain the programming. Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you come to second phase, then you can do it practically. Okay. So it will take a little more time. So we cannot conduct this in this particular session. Already we are in the last session, we are having 45 minutes only. So we have to go why VoIP based control communication, patching and some important topics. Okay.
सर उसके बाद उसकी अगर प्रोग्रामिंग सीट हो तो वो शेयर कर दीजिएगा प्लीज.
हाँ, it is already available in our ERSET site. You can go through that. Otherwise, we can share.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Okay. So next development is VoIP based control communication. So already we are having this IP based telephony system in our exchanges. So our exchanges are slowly moving towards IP based system. Again, in control also we are trying for VoIP based systems to avoid some drawbacks in our conventional system. So in conventional system, it is not an open standard system, and we are having some restrictions. The limited vendors having their equipment, we should only having a limited development in these systems. But IP-based system is from open standard system. So any company in the world can develop it. It is a standard. It's working. Moreover, main advantage is the equipments are off the shelf type. Means you can purchase anytime from direct open market. Our control conventional systems are not open market products. We have to procure from this particular three or four vendors only. Only that RDSO certified vendors only. And some other advantages also we are having from IP based system. So just we will go through that system. So VoIP means it is a voice over internet protocol. So here your voice will be transmitted on internet network in packet form. In your conventional system, your speech will be through circuit switching system. So you will be started communication through your voice only, analog only. But in your VoIP, your speech and data, everything, whatever you wanted to transmit will be transferred in a digital data form through IP-based network. So we are for this IP-based communication, we are using some protocol, SIP, Session Initiation Protocol. Session Initiation Protocol is also one of the most common protocol, and it is also an open. So it will having the call control signaling, which is already utilizing in your IP telephony system. So it will works on application level with the equipment, and it is you will have multiple equipment which will. So for our IP communication also, IP control communication also, we will use this SIP protocol. So basically IP telephony is integration. It can mix voice, message, videos, data, everything into simple packets, and it will transmit through our IP networks. So in our existing system, but a small limitations are, we are having a number of phones are station master stable. For each and every control circuits, we will have different phones. But in IP, we will have a single console which will be used for getting communication from all the controllers existing in that particular section. So this is one drawback in your existing conventional system. Second one is the quality of voice is better in IP-based system when compared to your conventional base station system. It will degrade to some extent. Third one is equipment is specific to railways. Our conventional DTMF is only nominated for railways, and it is having RDSO spec. According to that RDSO spec only, the company will manufacture, and there will not be that much modifications to that equipment. But in IP-based system, it will have open standards, internationally accepted standards, ITUT standards. So we will have a lot of improvements, developments in the existing IP system. So that is the limitations in your existing system. In VoIP system, the advantages is, first advantage is it is commercially available. We are having some NAM cards, COTS. COTS products means they are commercially available off the shelf. Off the shelf means they will be available ready-made. You can purchase it any time. So this is having, because it is based on open international standards. Agarwalji, please mute. So in this IP, we are having another advantage is it is having some caller ID, call log. You can have the data reports, and it is common infrastructure. You can suit to any vendor's equipment. And another is it is having improvements. You can finally it can utilize the advantage of MPLS circuits. So its development is very huge. So these are the advantages of your VoIP system. Is there any problem with my voice? Gopal Rao sir?
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
कोई problem
No,
नहीं है,
no,
sir.
no,
ठीक
you
है.
can proceed. It's very clear. Please proceed.
Right, sir.
Sir, MPLS some basic
हिंदी में नहीं आ रही है सर.
Okay, next is in this system, normal advantage is your controller can get the station master in any condition, whether he's an on hook or off hook, or already he's having conversation with another controller. Then also he will be get the priority controller call, and he will be joined in the conference. Only one phone will be provided in the station master's table, so it will have good appearance, and it will have good limited connectivity. and it will have space convenience also. One more feature is here it is having the SMS facility. It can give message between ASM and controller. Controller can give message and simultaneously ASM also can extend his messages to the controller. So by this the time also be reduced. Through by SMS the update information will be directly sent through SMS without any speech conversation also. And the controller ringtone will be distinct for different controllers. So station master can distinguish between the different controllers control ringtone. And another advantage is you can use your mobile telephone as a control telephone by installing client software. The proprietary software, if you install in your mobile phone, mobile, then you can utilize your mobile phone also for as a control telephone in case of any requirement. So this is the block diagram of your VoIP based control system given by our. So this is the LAN network. Are you getting my mouse position? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So right. Okay. Then this is the LAN network, total LAN network for this control communication system. In this is the main server block for this main software will be here in the servers. So it will have duplicate servers, standby servers. So this is the main server which will run this control communication system. So here you are having different consoles. One is test room connectivity, all connections through IP base only. So here you are having controllers console, main controller, and here you will have another additional controllers. And this is your emergency controllers console. So all these consoles will be connected to this LAN network. One side you will have server block and remaining side you will have your IP consoles. And when
सर ये स्विच है ना सर, ये जो लैन कनेक्टिव स्विच है ना सर,
क्या?
हेलो,
हाँ,
ये स्विच है ना सर, लेयर 2 लेयर 3.
yeah, a switch will be there. Just it is a LAN means it will have all the LAN network devices. I will show the next
स्विच
slide I will
लेयर
show.
3 रहता है, लेयर 2 रहता है सर.
No, this is your IP network outside your headquarter. This is LAN network inside your divisional headquarter. I will show in the next slide. There are different equipment connectivity. Okay. So you will connect your exchange also through gateway to this IP network. So from another side, you can connect your voice recording servers. Your voice recording server and your client PC for voice recording server can be connected to LAN. Another, you will have the NMS. One side, one connection you can take for NMS also. For connecting your emergency communication, you will have one gateway. So already in the initiation of this class, Gopal Rao sir already told, you will have different gateways for connecting these additional circuits. So here you are having emergency communication gateway. Here you are having exchange gateway. If you have voice logger, you will have conventional voice logger, then you will have voice logger gateway. So different gateways will connect the existing circuit to the IP circuit through your LAN connectivity. All these will be connected to external IP network to send it to the way stations. At another site, you will have some DR site, disaster recovery site. So in this site, you will have total 100% standby server block. In case of failure of the main location, you can extend this total circuit from this disaster recovery site. Okay. So by this, you will have here 100% standby. Again, 100% standby to 100% standby to your disaster recovery site. This is the main connectivity for your headquarter equipment. After that, you will go to way station. You will connect your circuits, so emergency circuit, EC circuit through your quad cable. And at way station, you will have again gateway to connect to your IP network. So every way station will have some again internal LAN circuit. So you will connect this emergency communication gateway to the LAN network and your IP telephone to your LAN network. It is the connectivity at your way stations. So it will be continued till the end of the control section. This is the main network block diagram of your IP-based control communication system. So in this, you are having, if you classify the components, at headquarter, you will have 3 different components. One is control room equipment. Second one is test room equipment. And third one is remaining additional equipments. At way station, you will have 2 equipments. One is OFC hut equipment and second one is SM room equipment. So these are the 5 equipments are the components of your VoIP based control communication system. In controller's room, you will have this type of console. You will have touchpad. So here you will have two types. One is physical touchpad and one is your soft touchpad. So using any of these touchpad, you can call station master for any communication. So the touch screen is customized to suit to our controller requirement, and the console is loaded with your proprietary control software. So it is normally it will be worked with 230 supply with the backup, UPS backup necessary. So you can call through your GUI based touch screen or by your normal conventional touch screen.
Can I interrupt for a minute, sir?
Sir?
Has there been, can I interrupt for a minute, sir? Sir, has there been any RDSA specification for this new equipment? No.
I'm not getting. क्या पूछ रहे हैं?
इसका कोई RDSA specification है क्या? Has RDSA published any?
Yes. This equipment VoIP based control communication is having RDSO specification. Modified RDSO specification has been issued in the year 2019. Very latest one is available. It is based on that only they are procuring the new equipment.
वो भी specification number share करेंगे.
Okay, sir will give you.
Okay. RDSO spec.
Last let them.
Okay, sir. Okay. We will share you the RDSO spec, na, modified. Okay. So this touch, it is having a telephone. The controller console will have the status indications. So the station master's telephone condition it will display whether it is free or busy or not reachable, and it is having the caller ID and call history. You can store the call history. You can send and receive the SMS to the controller between station and controller. Next one is test room equipment. In test room, in controller, you will have only main controller's console only. In test room, you will have different equipments like your IP-based console for monitoring and fault diagnostics. And you will have existing voice logger to IP network, one voice logger gateway will be there. For extending emergency communication to the cable, you will have one emergency communication gateway already I shown in your block diagram. For external DTMF testing, if you are having a conventional DTMF circuits, so you can use your DTMF IP gateway. So, and you will have one L2 switch in your test room. So this is the diagram in your test room. So you will have your switch here, L2 switch here. After that, you will have DTMF IP gateway, emergency gateway, voice logger gateway, and you will have client PC with the software so that you can monitor and diagnose the circuit from test room. So in other headquarter equipment, you will have main server. Communication server is Linux based with the SIP protocol, and you will have voice recorder, IP based voice recorder, which will operate on Windows based operating system. And you are having a network management server, which is also on Windows based system. You will have one administrative IP phone for configuring the individual consoles in the network, and FXO gateway for interfacing your exchange to that IP network. And if you want to give some SMS based additional provision, then you can use SMS gateway. And finally, you will have one router, 4-port Ethernet and 4-port optical ports. And all these will be connected to your layer 3 switch, which is programmable. So this is the equipment connectivity. You will have server rack, you will have L3 switch. To L3 switch, you will have router with 4 ports, optical and 4 WAN ports. And you will have voice recorder, SMS gateway, all these additional equipments. If there are any other IP users, is there any other IP telephones extension, then they can also be connected to the L3 switch at your headquarter. So in this, some are optional, depending upon your division requirement, you can utilize. So your main communication server is based on Linux based with SIP signaling. So already it was told that which will duplicate it with 1+1 hot standby to server location, and it will be given one more 100% at your disaster recovery site. So this is the network already installed at Varanasi. So this is your exchange room connectivity. This is your test room connectivity. This is your controller. So controller will have only single console with audio arrangement. These are other IP users in the headquarter. Already our PPT will share it to you. You can refer to the circuit. When coming to way station, you are having two different locations. One is OFC hut equipment and another one is ASM room equipment. At OFC hut, you will have 2-port router for 2 directions and one LAN extender to extend the circuit to your station. If the distance between your OFC and the station master's room is very limited, which will be capable to carry through single CAT cable, then there is no need of LAN extender. Otherwise, if the distance is beyond the capacity of your CAT cable, then you need one LAN extender between OFC hut and ASM room. So OFC hut will router and one LAN extender other than your OFC equipments. And at ASM room, you will have LAN extender which will extend the LAN from your OFC hut and IP telephone console for your station master. And you will have 4-port FXS gateway to extend analog telephones in the base station. So these telephones will work on 48 volts DC. So this is the connectivity. You will have the CAT's output at your router's port. It will be connected to your LAN extender. Through LAN extender, it will be extended to station master's LAN extender. So in the here, the equipment OFC will work under with 48 volts. This LAN extender will work on 12 volts. So it will have some converter, 48 to 12 volts converter, and that will be given to your LAN extender. Similarly, at way station, you will connect this available 12 volts power supply to LAN extender. And this IP phone, if you are having some PoE switches, then you can directly connect it to that PoE switch. Otherwise, you will use DC-DC converter to give supply or adapter to your IP phone. Then you will have FXS, and this FXS will cater for your normal analog telephones. So this IP telephone will be directly taken to you from your LAN extender, and this will act as your station master's console for your IP control communication. Next, we will continue through patching. So patching is a word used to extend the circuit in another alternative path.
Excuse me, sir.
हाँ
Excuse me, sir.
बोलिए.
सर ऐसे नॉर्मली सर हम लोग का कंट्रोल कम्युनिकेशन ओमनिबस चैनल है सर, ओमनिबस सर्किट है.
हाँ हाँ.
तो यहाँ पे सर कैसे होगा सर, आईपी में ओमनिबस कैसे होगा सर?
Omnibus, it will be conference on IP based conference. Now you are doing video conference. It is also now Omnibus only.
Okay, sir.
Now we are all on video conference. It is not nothing like, it is just like a video conferencing system. It is a just conference.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
तो इसके लिए सर बैंडविड्थ कितना लगेगा सर, पूरा हो मतलब थ्रू आउट द सेक्शन एक डिवीजन का, या मिनिमम बैंडविड्थ कितना जरूरत होगा?
If you are not using video, your bandwidth will be very limited requirement. Your audio is not requiring that much bandwidth. Now here we are almost 60 to 70% are on this video conference. How much bandwidth we are using? Very limited. We are having minimum 100 Mbps link. So it is more than enough.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So in control patching means we will give alternative path to our existing control communication when the main working path fails. So since the beginning of control communication, we are having overhead lines. Through overhead lines, we are having patching arrangements. So the alternatives for patching is, first one is initially we are using alternative deputy control second priority circuit to patch for the first control priority circuit. The next alternative is radio patching through your analog or digital radios. Whereas analog is almost closed, we are having some digital radio patching at some locations. And additionally, we are having OFC or copper channels taken from BSNL. We are having 9.6 kbps and 64 kbps or 2 Mbps channels taken from BSNL hide for patching of control. Another one is if we are having alternative path of OFC, then we will take alternative path through our existing railway OFC network. So these are the different paths available for patching our existing control communication when the main path fails. So in the initial stages, in overhead lines, just we are having some knife switches to patch the circuit, cut the circuit, and through made the circuit through. So,
It is not showing.
सर नरसिम्हा सर,
डिस्प्ले नहीं हो रहा है.
नरसिम्हा सर,
हाँ क्या हुआ?
पावर पॉइंट नहीं आ रही सर, नरसिम्हा सर
नहीं आ रहा है? एक मिनट
नहीं आ रहा सर, नहीं आ रहा सर.
एक मिनट. ओके. Okay, I had that closed. Now it is okay, I think.
Okay, sir.
Right. Okay. So in your underground cable, we are having patching through our patch links. We are having patching cables. Through that patching cables, we are doing patching. So we are having two locations. One is our isolation of cable head, and second one is VF repeater location. At these two locations, we are giving patching to the existing circuit. So this is the patching with the additional deputy control pair. If your main quad cable pair is having faulty, then we will use deputy control through using patch cards in the patch panel. We will extend our protection to that particular circuit. So next alternative option is radio patching. Through in radio patching, we will have your radio circuit with antenna and radio equipment, and some MUX interfacing equipment will be there to suit to your voice frequency channel. So this radio patching, we will extend our circuits in the protection path. In quad cable also, we have to use necessary patching transformers, matching transformers. Then from there, you will extend your, again, the control circuits through your radio. If it is analog radio, you will have some different radio equipment. For digital radio, you are having some different digital radio equipment. So through that equipment, again, you are having interfacing MUX to shoot to our data. Again, we will use matching transformers between the quad cable and your radio equipment. Through this, we will achieve radio patching equipment. Nowadays, almost radio patching is almost, we are minimizing its usage. Already analog microwaves are closed, digital microwaves are very use limited. Why? Because we are having our OFC network increasing day by day, and we are having BSNL at different locations. So maintenance of MUX equipment on radio equipment is becoming very difficult. So we are slowly shifting to taking from other channels, from BSNL. So for emergency circuit, we will have the connectors, WAGO terminals or some CTB connectors. We will extend our EC circuit from the direction from the controller side to away from the way towards way station side. We will extend our 6 quad EC circuit. If at all, if there is any problem in that particular channel, then we can make it reverse patching from the opposite direction station to cable for your emergency control circuits. So from both directions, we will have EC patching at different stations for connecting your cable to give connectivity at your individual EC locations. So these are the different. In the last 10 minutes, we will discuss the different protection arrangements through our OFC. So we will discuss some related equipments and other circuits. After that, we will go for OFC protection circuits. So we are having different telephones at your way station usage. One is our way station 4-wire way station control telephone. The specification is IRS TC60 2007. Nowadays, we are using with quad cable or our OFC circuit. We are using this conventional system. We are using 4-wire way station control telephone. In olden days, we are using 2-wire way station control telephone for overhead lines. That is having specification IRS 3797. And after that, some universal way station control telephone has been developed. That telephone is in trial and some locations. But universal telephone is not shown that much performance when compared to conventional. So almost this use is, I think, limited. Any division which is using universal cell telephone? Is there any positive performance? Anyone can tell any division using universal telephone, control telephone?
Yes, झांसी डिवीजन.
परफॉर्मेंस कैसे है उसका?
ठीक है सर.
जोधपुर डिवीजन में भी यूज हो रहा है सर.
कौन सा मेक का?
ये है इंडिस्को.
इंडिस्को और बैंट्रॉन.
उसका परफॉर्मेंस ठीक है?
हाँ ठीक है,
ठीक है सर।
वो HMT कॉर्ड गड़बड़ होती है थोड़ी।
हाँ, क्योंकि we are supplied with Anuvijit rate, but that equipment has not proven that much effective. So after that, we have not preferred for universal equipment. Still, we are continuing our 4-way telephone in our division. So Epsilon Indisco is having better performance. So we can opt for a universal telephone. Okay, is it okay? Next is our portable control telephone. Here also PT sets initially with overhead lines, we are using 2-wire PT set with telescopic pole arrangement. After that, we are using 4-wire telephones for your existing underground cable. So for extending communication from your EC socket or for testing any 4-wire circuit from patch panels, we will use PT set. Here PT set is also having one 4-wire system, or some PT sets are having combination of 2-wire and 4-wire with a single switch arrangement. So you can change the switch to 2-wire or 4-wire. You can continue to use the telephone for connecting concerned circuits. If you want to check a single pair, then you have to go check in a 2-wire fashion. If you want to check a complete quad, then you will check it in 4-wire fashion. So in your portable telephone also, lightweight portable telephone we are using for taking to your EC sockets. At a stable location, you can use normal PT set with normal PT set with says it in a normal condition. But while moving with EC socket, the bulky PT set is not suitable to take away. So we will use lightweight PT set 2-wire bar 4-wire for testing our EC socket during our schedules. So this is having 78 to 2000 IRS specification. After that, in gate telephones, initially we are using selective calling 2-wire 12-way DTMF telephones for extending gate communication. Nowadays, these telephones are using for internal group communication between cabins or between from your siding point location to station, or some point testing location to station. But for gate communication, nowadays we are using electronic gate telephone, which will be worked from central battery system. So your station master phone will be connected to 12 volts supply, and your gate telephone will be connected to 40 volt supply option of your battery charger, and you will not have any power supply arrangement at your LC gate. So through this, you can avoid power supply maintenance at your gate load. Another advantage in your electronic gate telephone, it is gives some secured communication between your station master and the gateman. You will not have the communication facility between the gatemen as and when they want. Only when station master connects them in a conference, then only the communication between gatemen can be possible. So master will have the facility to call any single station, single gate, or all gates at once through different push buttons. Gateman will have only single push button. Only he can call station masters through that push button. So this is the connectivity of your LC gate, electronic LC gate. So in this LC telephone, you are not supposed to use your transformers. Why? Because your supply, DC supply will extend to your LC gate telephone. So you should, this is not suitable for the cables which are loaded. So unloaded cables only, or unloaded pair only connected to this electronic LC gate telephone. Next one is your remote control and SCADA circuit. So already in the initial first class, we have discussed about this remote control circuit. This remote control circuit is used under the application SCADA, supervisory control and data acquisition. This is the system used in power systems, not only in railways, in other state government power supplies also, they will use this SCADA software. So in this, in railway, we are using for controlling this 25 kV traction from your headquarter to individual locations where the TSS and SPs are located. So in these SPs and SSPs, you will have some remote termination unit with modem facility. So the RC circuit will be extended to headquarter equipment through modem configuration. So our responsibility is to maintain the cable pair up to the RTU equipment. RTU equipment will be maintained by this traction staff. So the pair between RTU and headquarter is the responsibility of our telecom department. So in these remote control circuits, for just for information, we are having RTU connectivity at individual locations of SP, SSP. The two-pair transparent receive pair will be connected through modem. Through modem, it will be connected to your FEP, for front-end PC in the headquarter equipment. There they will have 3 equipments. One is from front-end processor PC, and another one is main server with software of this remote control. Another one is your operator console for giving necessary commands. So this RTU will take the commands from this controller, and the isolation points, they can disconnect or connect the circuit through this remote control. So here for remote control working location, your SP, SSP, there are 3 modes of operating the equipment. One is totally operating remotely. And another one is taking the instructions from this TPC4, and they can operate manually. They will have some manual operation and automatic operation. When the circuit is in live condition, the instructions given by the headquarter controller will be received by the RTUs in the particular locations, and the particular isolators or circuit breakers will be operated from the headquarter. If at all there is a break in the communication, then they will send their manpower to manning the particular location. The persons who are manning the locations will contact through TPC4, and they will operate these individual circuit breakers in that particular location. So RC is one of the important circuit to restore immediately. We should not extend the failure of this circuit for a longer period. Why? Because it needs manning of the persons, and it is very much accountable in the system. These RTUs will continuously send data packets to this centralized system regarding their healthiness. So for that normal, without any operation also, the data should be passed through this RTU and operator console for your server application. Here only thing is it is a data communication, so that some intermittent break for a seconds may not be a problem. So the data packets will receive after resumption of the break. After restoration of the break, for intermittent small breaks, there may not be a problem. The data packets will reach the destination and necessary action will be taken. Another equipment is auto dialing system. So this is a small for telephone arrangement. Through this, we can extend our BSNL telephone and railway auto telephone to the EC sockets in the station, between the stations and section, so that you can take the facility of auto telephone and BSNL telephone at your EC socket during emergencies. So in this, you will have 2 units. One is base unit and another one is your field unit. So base unit will be provided in your test room, and you can extend the auto telephone connection 1 number, and you can extend the BSNL connection 1 number, and you can extend the feed to the EC sockets. So at EC sockets, you will connect to your field unit with EC mail plug. You will connect this mail plug to that particular EC socket, and you will have the push button telephone with 12 volts battery backup. This unit requires battery, so you will have some 12 volts external battery backup. Using this keypad, you can connect the circuits. If you are lifting the handset and pressing the star button, you will connect to the concerned auto telephone circuit. And for selecting hash button, you can connect to the BSNL telephone. So the circuit what is extended from your test room can be used through this EC socket for giving extra communication. So if at all you are having base station at your headquarter office also, then that can also be used to extend the supply to the EC socket. If there is any failure in the base station at the test room, then they cannot extend the exchange circuit to your EC location. So if you are having the base station in your office, so you can connect that base system unit in your office to the particular EC circuit, so that you can extend your office BSNL phone if it is available, or you can connect your railway auto telephone of your office to that particular EC location, so that the communication can be made through in case of emergencies. Normally nowadays we are using SIM-based telephones, but during emergencies like disasters, the SIM circuits may have a chance to fail. Sometimes in a major disaster, you will not have any cell phone signal. Sometimes your BSNL also fail. But if you are maintaining your local exchange in a safe manner, so that you can extend your auto phone number to that site, so that communication will be there, then there will not be a problem. So during disaster locations, communication plays major role in restoring the circuits, restoring the system. whether it may be electrical traction restoration or it may be engineering restoration, communication plays an important role. Your VHF sets at site and your auto dialing, if your SIM based phone is available, then there is no problem. If there is a failure of SIM based circuits, then this extending of this auto dialing unit will help very much in attending the restoration works. Okay. So another equipment is voice logger. So you are having recording your voice information of your various control circuits and your auto telephone circuits. So it is having some software, proprietary software with PC, and some voice logger equipment will be there. That equipment you can use. This is the voice logger equipment called smart logger. So through this you can record the voice of your control channels and auto channels. So in this we are having two types of recording. One is VOX based and another one is non-VOX based. VOX means the recording will be started when there is a voice. When there is a voice, the recording will be actuated, and after completion of that voice, if there is a silence, the recording will be stopped. So it is suitable for your control circuits. It may not be a continuous speech, but in your auto phone circuits, once the circuit is switched, it will have continuous speech, and after getting off hook, on hook, the circuit will be interrupted. So for recording this auto telephone type circuits, we'll use non-VOX mode. So you can record either VOX mode channels or non-VOX continuous channels through your smart logger. So that can be connected. The smart logger you will connect through RJ11 jacks, the telephone lines for which you are planning to record the information. So depending upon its backup facility, it will have the recording capacity. So generally by default, it will be supplied with 40 GB hard disk. If you are connecting external PC, so that you will have extra memory through that PC hard drive. So it is having the facility to record the information in your voice logger equipment, or you can simultaneously store the information in your connected PC, which is having the software for accessing the smart logger equipment. So through that you can play back, you can make verify the recording, and you can use it in situations where the voice discussion between the controller and other parties becomes important. So this is the connectivity. You will have some switch to IP connectivity through your workstation PC. So you will have hard drive in this PC so that you can transfer this information to this PC's hard drive. You will have copy. So you can have multiple smart loggers, and each smart logger will have its individual hard drive, so that you can connect the circuits to that particular smart logger, and you can record the information in the smart logger. Next equipment is TMS equipment, train management system. This is another important equipment. In this you will integrate the systems, control room, your way station, and your passenger amenities. All these things will be integrated so that real-time information will be passed to the particular stations. Generally to your station master's room, the information will be given by the controller. But through this integration of TMS with the station master's room, so station master will get the real-time information on your on his video display screen. Similarly, simultaneously, controller also having clear information on his display screen. The indication boards, the announcement system at your way stations for passengers will also be supplied with real-time information. Normal course you will give manually. So there may be a delay in getting the information and displaying the information in the display boards, or announcing in the announcement speakers. So through this, the system will automatically give the announcement depending upon the data received to that particular equipment. So this is provided in our suburbs in Bombay, so where there is a huge traffic and there may not be much time delay between the trains. So the passengers require real-time information without any delay. So this TMS is very much useful in maintaining our Western Railway suburban sections. So next topic is total communication of failure. So in railways, previously we are having a limited control circuit, limited communication circuits. So there is every chance of failure. So we will have an
advantage of TMS भी बता दीजिए. Advantage of TMS.
क्या?
Advantage of TMS सर है था ना?
हाँ. Advantage of TMS. So TMS, it will give ready-made information to controller. So controller can decide within a little time span. He can plan in a economical way, more economical way. The controller can plan. So ASM also having the information of 2 next available trains. So ASM also can plan according to the information of the next upcoming trains with clearer details. So there will be a radio connectivity. So it will improve the working. So mostly passengers are having better information in real time. Otherwise, your passengers will get mismatching of information. Within 2 minutes, 3 minutes, there will be a local train. So they will not get the real time information if there is a delay. Through TMS, they will have exact information. Why? Because in suburbans, we are having 2 types of trains. One is a slow mode and some is fast. These slow trains will have more number of stages. Your F trains will have a limited number of stages. Only simple, the locations, origin and destination will be same. But only the difference of S and F will change their facility to getting out that particular station. So depending upon this particular trains, the passengers will get real-time information so that there may not be any problem. So that's why this TMS is very much useful for your suburban sections. Okay, and moreover, it is having some of features, reports generation. So whatever equipment you will integrate, now you will get more number of facilities. You will have a MIS report generator. You will have passenger information system, some MIS system. You will have mobile train communication between the different base stations and your regional node. Okay. So while coming to communication failure, we are having different communication equipment. So line clear can be taken as per your GNSR. It will give the details. What are the eligible communications to get line clear? Your block instruments, block telephones, your hotlines, your auto telephone, BSNL phone, control telephone, and finally VHF sets in a secured mode. All these things are for useful for your control communication equipment. So you can take line clear by any of these equipments so that there may not be any delay. If all the equipments will fail, nowadays we are using SIM-based equipments so that we can use that SIM-based equipments also is eligible to exchange line clear between the stations. So this nowadays almost we are having multiple types of mediums and communications. So there may not be a communication failure occurring situation in our regular routine. But during certain heavy disasters and storms, we may face total communication failure. At that time, the railway is given some procedures to run the trains between the stations in its GNSR manual. So the persons who will run the trains will take this procedures and they will run the trains, but it will delay very much the running of trains. So our role is to restore the telephone communication. So it is having the priority, block telephone, fixed telephone. So it is having some order of priority to take line clear. But when coming to telephone department, when we reach the site, there is no hierarchical order. There is no need to test the first high priority in communication. Our responsibility lies to first to restore any one communication, any one available means of communication, which we can restore at the earliest. If we are able to restore the SIM-based instrument, then first we have to provide that one and we have to restore. So our role is to restore the first available communication, not the priority-based communication. After that, we will start the restoring of the priority-based communication after establishing the first means of communication to exchange the communication for running the trains. So we are having 3 types of instances. One will be temporary single lane working on double lane during total communication failure, and working of trains in double lane and working of trains in single lane. These are the 3 different situations during total communication failure. They are having different rules to run the trains. Okay, whatever may be the 3 conditions, but our main role is to restore the first available means of communication to start the communication for running the trains.
हेलो
1 minute.
ओके मैं बैनर्जी साहब को ढूंढ रहा हूँ.
हाँ बनर्जी साहब अभी रेडी है. 2 मिनट एक और
बैनर्जी साहब को मैं दिख नहीं रहा एक्चुअली. तो
राइट 1 स्लाइड आपको बता के मैं
नो प्रॉब्लम, यू कंटिन्यू. आई एम नॉट अगेन. मैं बैनर्जी साहब को ढूंढ रहा हूँ.
बैनर्जी सर है, रेडी है, हमारे पास है.
अच्छा. ओ उधर चल गए.
हाँ सर,
अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है एक्चुअली नाउ आई बिकम होस्ट
हाँ हाँ हाँ, 1 मिनट सर, 1 मिनट। गोपाल राव सर
गोपाल सर अभी छोड़ दिया होगा
छोड़ दिया, ठीक है राइट, क्योंकि ब्रेक देना है अभी 2 मिनट का, ये करके ब्रेक दे के छोड़ देता हूँ।
ठीक
तो
है नाउ टेक ब्रेक फॉर 2 minutes आफ्टर दिस प्रेजेंटेशन देन अगेन स्टार्ट
okay, so while coming to protection, we are having controller protection in 2 schemes. So one approach is A approach. In this approach, we will use LPC cards or LPM modules, and we will take 2 events at every station, so that all time slots in that particular event will be get protection through the protection path. In the second approach, we will use ring protection mechanism only using spare time slots. Only one event will be there. In that event, we will have some time slots will be nominated for normal working path, and some time slots will be programmed for protection path working. So we will not have any 2 events, so we will not have 100% protection for your events. So only limited channels, important priority channels will get protection through this approach B. These are the 2 approaches we will use in our protection mechanism in our control communication circuits through OFC. Okay. So with this, I will complete this control communication. So our Banerjee sir is ready to continue. So your Bhattacharya sir will be the host for the next session. So you will take 2 minutes break and you can join with this, so that Bhattacharya or Banerjee sir will continue. Okay. Sir, अभी 2 मिनट में बनर्जी सर शुरू करते हैं. यू कैन टेक 2 minutes ब्रेक एंड यू कैन ज्वाइन. ओके. सो 5 मिनट के बाद बनर्जी सर शुरू करते हैं. यू कैन टेक 5 minutes ब्रेक. ओके
ओके ओके
राइट.
राइट
हेलो
almost 6-7 years बाद.
अच्छा है ना सर
This is all मेरा